So this is Nick Sortor. He goes around, picks fights, films it, and then puts it on social media. That's basically who this dude is. I don't like the guy I showed before, but I'm starting with this because this is part of what's happening in Minnesota, and I want to show you different points of view. And so then he goes and he chases the person. I guess someone took his camera, and then he gets like stuck on the car or whatever. And then he complains, I got dragged down the street as my hand got trapped in their door handle. Nobody bothered helping. DHS must raid this place. And the reason why no one helps you, Nick, is because nobody likes you. You're a loser. You go around, pick fights, and then you complain when people push back. That's what you are. You're a loser. I want to make that clear, guys. And there's Nick. Oh, someone took my camera. I was just going around trying to film people and harass people, and I don't know why they get mad. Ooh. And then all the people are like, dude, get out of our neighborhood. Dude, get out. And there's a lot of swearing, you know. But this is basically what it is. And he films, you know, people swearing at him, right? And then he'll try to say, see how bad all these people are. But that's what he does. He goes around and instigates fights. That's what Nick does, okay? Now, this is what he is right now, is he evidently got the FBI to respond to him. We're on it, okay? And kudos to Nick, he actually recorded the interaction with local police. And I want you to hear how local police handle Nick. Just have a listen for yourself.
We have a ton of calls stacked that we have to answer.
So, I mean...
I don't have a time frame for you, but my point is you guys need to not be in this area. I mean, I can't tell you have to leave, but if we're getting calls that you guys are harassing people...
But driving around is not harassing it.
We were the ones...
Okay, I'm 100% with the police on this one. Dude, just get out of the neighborhood. We all know you're causing problems. I mean, the police does it in a nice way. It's like, hey, we've been getting calls that you've been harassing people. Listen some more. So the police, this is local police in Minneapolis.
Being harassed.
And 100%. If that's fine. I'm just saying if it rises to that level, because they're saying you guys are.
Well, that's the other thing about us too. Is like we're journalists. Like people are trying to intimidate us out of here for doing our first.
I know, but we don't need this stuff to keep happening.
I get it.
The level of hostility, obviously, it's not going to go away.
We just want our stuff. Like, I mean, it's.
Understand, and we're going to work on that. We got a very detailed report started here.
And also, here's the other thing too: is like if they rob us and then we leave, that just teaches them.
And the police is like, oh God, I got to deal with this guy. But to be fair to Nick, I just want to be fair. It doesn't necessarily mean you steal Nick's stuff. I just want to be fair on that. But I also can understand why local people aren't necessarily going to help you if you're going around instigating stuff and being basically the loser that you are. So there's that.
Oh, if somebody here comes here you don't like, just rob them and they'll leave.
Okay, but there's a process that we have to follow. Okay?
I get it.
So we take the report, we document everything that happens.
Sure.
It goes to our investigators, and they can dig deeper into it. We have the vehicle information now with the plate, so that's very helpful.
Okay.
So if we see the car, we can go from there.
I'll try to get a DHS.
So we'll be looking for the car, but you guys got to do us a favor and stay out of this area. All right. We don't want anything else escalating to this point again. We got a lot of reports.
I guess
It's a felony.
And so just think about the police kind of spot here. They're trying to stay calm because they're getting a lot of reports that basically Nick's causing trouble. And Nick's like, man, these people stole my camera. Right? So what's the proper reaction from the police? That's why I'm showing it to you guys, because in this situation, the police are acting professional, in my opinion. They're saying, okay, we'll take a report. If we see the car, we'll let you know. And also they're probably getting a lot of reports because there's ice all over the city and just police overwhelmed right now. And that's essentially, to be fair, that's why you want people like Nick out. They're just there to instigate stuff and create more problems. I mean, it's a real hassle here.
Versus them just not liking our
I understand
we get attacked and assaulted. By the way, they tried to steal my camera earlier, and we're the ones told to leave.
I'm not justifying what they did, but we're trying to keep the peace at the end of the day. And the bottom line is, you guys obviously aren't from the area.
But it's like if I'm a woman and I get raped for wearing tight jeans, and it's like, well, you shouldn't have been there. It's
Okay,
like,
but that's
not what we're saying.
well, we're being told to leave.
And then Nick's trying to say, is this like if I was a woman wearing tight jeans and blah, blah, blah. And the police is like, come on, man, this is not what we're seeing. So I think the police handled this one well. Let me show you some more. This is a local person talking about the current situation in Minnesota. Have a listen for yourself.
I don't even know how to start this. I just had a conversation with my dad, who has been a citizen here 30 years. He just said he doesn't feel welcome here anymore, and he doesn't feel safe here anymore, and he doesn't want to be in this country anymore. He's going back to Chile now for a bit, and exploring opportunities to stay there because it's not safe here and he's not welcome here as a legal citizen. And if he goes, I'm sure as hell going with him. I'm not staying here. We have been fighting here in Minnesota for our communities and to stop violence and to stop hate and to help our neighbors that may look different than what an American should look like. And we've been fighting for them and for peace. I don't know if this is getting out to people in other states. Like, I don't know if you're seeing what we're seeing here in Minnesota and all these videos that are being posted and people speaking out and like showing what is actually happening here. I don't know if you're seeing this in other states, and it is so important that you're seeing this in other states because we are screaming here not only for help, trying to warn you that it's starting here, it's not ending here. Like, it is coming to other states, to other communities. We're trying to warn you. It's terrifying and you feel helpless because this is not stopping. This is not just a Minnesota.
And this is why we need to talk about it, right? This is not going to be the last of the stuff that Trump's going to try to do, right? We're seeing Minnesota. We're probably going to see more states. I know it's hard to watch this stuff, but it's important. It's also important to hear the different messages that people have. I mean, she's basically saying, you know, we're out defending our neighbors, even if they look different from us, or the idea that some people think that Americans only look a certain kind of way. Guys, I'm American. I want to make that really clear. I'm American. And sometimes people watch my channel. They're basically just trolls. Oh, Chrissy, you're not American. You don't look American. Some people think that way. They think Americans have to look a certain kind of way. I completely reject that kind of thinking. That's why, guys, I try to share multiple opinions, multiple points of views all the time on this channel because I think it matters. I think it matters to give everyone a voice, even people I don't like. I don't like Nick. I even make it clear I don't like Nick, but see his point of view on this stuff. The Trump people, I'm also honest with you guys, they're escalating things. We're in a really bind right now. This is Pam Bondi. She says, I just spoke to the pastor in Minnesota whose church was targeted. Attacks against law enforcement, intimidation of Christians are being met with full force of the federal law. So you kind of get where this is going. If state leaders refuse to act responsibly to prevent lawlessness, this Department of Justice will remain mobilized to prosecute federal crimes and ensure that the rule of law prevails. So here they're essentially only defend a certain kind of person. That's who Pam Bondi is. And let me show you some evidence of this and you'll kind of get where it's going. This is Bondi at the Israeli-American Council. Listen to what she has to say.
I want to tell you a story right here in Florida. You probably heard of it. It's not a crime of great violence, but in my opinion, it's a crime of great significance. I give college presidents my personal cell phone, and I say, if you need anything, call me. My phone rang one day. I was sitting in the office, and it was the president of Florida State University. And he said, something just happened. Yeah, a young woman, a student, threw her phone, cursed, attacked a young student, a young man, male student, who was playing basketball because he was wearing an IDF shirt. She was a student, he was a student. I spent the next few hours on the phone. I called my U.S. attorney, I called the state attorney, called law enforcement, and I guess went through the system as it should, and she now is kicked out of Florida State University. But little things are the big things, and that sends a strong message that you can't behave that way anymore in our country. You can't bully other students simply because they're Jewish.
And so that's the message that they're putting out there. You're right. There's two students. One student's wearing an IDF shirt. The other student allegedly threw a phone at a student, and then therefore we're kicking them out of school. Is that just? I'm just letting her playing what she says, and she's all proud of that. This kind of stuff, right? And then you can look at sort of the way the difference in handling, say, the police in the Minnesota situation. The local police want to calm things down. Here, you know, for Pam Bondi's point of view, they just want to throw the book at you. And even though her boss is Donald Trump, you understand how ludicrous that is. And he does crazy legal stuff all the time, as you know. Then you have this, which this is what Pam Bondi was tweeting about with the church situation. And I'll just say this, listen to yourself and see what you think.
Renee, good! Renee,
so what's going on here, and I showed you guys this before in a prior video, this is a protest at church because it came out that one of the pastors is like a director of ICE or something like that. And then this is the perspective of one of the protester people. So we haven't seen this video before. I'll show you guys. Let's watch some more.
Renee, good! Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are your people? Why are you not at Whipple every day fighting for the humanity, standing for our people? Where are you? You drink your coffee, you got your jewelry, you have your nice clothes, but what do you do? What do you do to stand for your Somali and Latino communities? I'm not going to comment. You have no comment, exactly.
And actually, so the general question is, and I get what they're saying. The protests are basically saying, if you claim you're Christian, why aren't you out helping us protect our neighbors? I think that's the point that they're trying to get at. And also, you know, what do you think about at your church that one of your pastors is one of these ICE directors treating your neighbors this way?
These comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali brothers and sisters. You come here to a man wearing a suit. Is a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No. Jesus would dine with immigrants. Do not touch me. Touch me again and see what happens.
Hey, you can't.
You are a fake Christian. Why are you not standing with your Somali and Latino communities? Why do I not see you out at Whipple every day protesting this attack on humanity? Where are you? You're sinners. You're pretending to be Christians. But we know you live an easy life, don't you? A very easy life while people are starving. Shame. Living real comfortable while the people starve. Living real comfortable while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're all living real comfortable, aren't you? Shame on you. Do something. Stand with the Somalis. Stand with the Latinos. Quit ignoring this injustice. He wears a suit and tie and he hangs out with Kristi Noem. How is that a Christian? You're supposed to accept all immigrants, are you not? Why are you not going down to Whipple and joining us in protest against this inhumanity? You claim to be a Christian, act like one.
So I know this is going to be very touchy subject. I really know, but I just want to give different people a voice. You can hear it for yourself, right? And the basic claims are, if you really are a Christian and you claim you follow the teachings of Jesus, which Jesus, you know, would take care of people, wash their feet, look after the poor.
The orders are to detain, harass, and arrest people of a different color. Yep. The truth is, the orders are to detain, arrest, and harass people that have a different accent. Yep. And you know what their plan is? Right now it's skin color. Then it'll be the color of your hair. Then the color of the eyes. Then the type of business you run. Then the type of car you drive. That's right. And then the type of political opinion you have. So when we're melting the ice, we don't use violence.
No.
We don't use hate.
Nope.
I've been doing this work a long time, and I've seen a lot of messages. The messages of hate never sustain.
Correct.
So when we go around here and we spread our message, it's not out of hate or fear of these people that are trying to make us mad, trying to hurt us. It is out of love. So join me in our last chant. Love wins. Love wins. Love wins. Love wins. Love.
And I think that's a good message. Love wins. There are a lot of different messages, though. They want you to hear different voices. This is another guy talking about the situation in Minnesota with ICE.
So my friend Don Lemon went into a church in Minneapolis today, and there was a protest in that church because it is alleged that the pastor of that church somehow is working with ICE. So, First Amendment right, freedom of speech, there was a protest. Nobody broke any laws. There was no violence. Some would say a church proceeding was interrupted. And now they're blaming Don Lemon for it. Well, let me tell all you MAGA something, and let me be very clear. I would much rather have a church service be interrupted because people are using their First Amendment rights, protesting against what's happening in the streets of Minneapolis. I would much rather have a church proceeding be interrupted than an innocent 37-year-old woman be murdered. That's exactly what happened in Minneapolis. I would rather have a church proceeding be interrupted than people losing their Fourth Amendment rights and people demanding for their ID and their documentation of citizenship because of the color of their skin or because of their accent. I'm pretty sure Jesus Christ would agree with me on this one. I don't want innocent people murdered on the streets. I don't want us to look like Nazi Germany. That's what's going on. And if we can continue to allow it, that's what we are going to be.
Right? Someone was killed. Another person was shot. They're going through neighborhoods, instigating things. That's ICE. Then you got the instigators like Nick Sortor running around, right? Trying to cause problems, cause fights, and film and say, see, that's why we have to, they're calling the military. This is a game that they're playing. I also want to play this point of view in terms of its historical significance of what's happening now.
ICE been taking notes. Let me tell you what I mean. There was a government militia, masked men, who would roam across communities and indiscriminately stop people. They would harass them. They would make them show papers to confirm they were free or legal. They would harass people. They would go into homes on the private properties without warrants. They would make arrests without warrants. They would hurt people who were in crowds they didn't like. They used fear and brutal violence to maintain control. This group is called slave patrols. Yeah, ICE been taking notes.
So these are all the different voices coming out of Minnesota, and I just wanted to let you know that you're not alone. I'll see you in the next video.